8.9 Part 3, Rhythmic Design Structure. Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied today. I did quite a number of videos. Alright, so through the use of rhythmic design structures, artists will divide up the space and try to get different kinds of effects, like it's trying to get you to watch some movement, in particular with the cows, the irregular movement between them. So if we look at our diagram here, we see the spacing. So we know too, because this is larger and that is smaller, that this is closer and they're moving along in this way. So we get a sense of time and motion a little bit through this irregular rhythmic structure, because we know they're kind of plodding along and lumbering along. Okay, so it moves our eye from left to right, and it gives us a sense of that slowness and that irregular movement of the cattle. In this piece by Goya, The Sleep of Reason Produces Monster, that's our text, our translation, down here on this sort of table or box that he's leaning on. So basically, without reason, all these sort of monsters come alive. And he's using the repetition of these wings, and he's using darks and lights to translate some of the ideas of good and evil. Aquatint is what he uses in the printmaking process, and it gives some nice contrast. So it depicts the artist sleeping, and he's got this chaotic look to things because of our repetition and rhythm of movement with wings and like these faces, owls and cats here. Some different rhythmic rhythmic structures. This one we're going to look at a little closer. Jane Quick C. Smith. This is a really amazing piece, and it's got a bunch of actual artifacts, you might say, or three-dimensional elements that are in the real world that are also painted as motifs within the painting. This is a very 21st century way of showing work, and this is actually from 1992. This was painted for the 500th anniversary of Columbus, and I know some of you guys weren't born at that time, but 1492 is when Columbus discovers America, quote unquote, and at 1992, that was the 500-year anniversary, there were a lot of protests. So this is her protest piece. She's a Native American, and she's using a lot of repetition with the objects in here, and then they repeat up here. But what they are I'm getting into the content a little bit more than the rhythmic structure, I apologize, but it's basically like ball caps that have Native Americans used as, I think that's the Redskins right there, for their mascots and so on, that are, and this is quite a while ago, so 27 years ago, so we're seeing a lot of protests and a lot of progress on that, but she really brought a lot of attention to this. So everything is unified here by this canoe shape, if you want to put that way. I feel like I saw a piece like this with an actual canoe, but I think I'm just remembering it wrong. But this collage surface is connecting the past and the present, and we're talking about some distorted realities. So she's painting over some things, if that makes sense, and we just see some alternating rhythms as we go through this piece. Okay?